So we're going to get right into these basic find the number type of problems. Go ahead, start the first one. Do a little stop and start. We'll go over the correct answer in just a minute. Okay, so using the stop and start, what we can say is that the important parts of this problem are 4 times the sum of a number and 3 is 32. Find the number. So I have to write 4 times the sum. So first I have to do the sum in a parenthesis and then 4 times the number. That is the 4 times n plus 3. So first I do the sum. That's the parentheses with the grouping symbol. Times 4 is 32. To solve it, look, you just distribute the 4. 4n plus 12 is 32. Very routine here. Minus the 12 from both sides. 4n is 20 divided by 4. N is equal to 5. That, folks, is the correct number. Let's do stop and start on the next one. Go ahead. Okay, so 5 times the sum of a number and 2 increased by 7 is 52. So it's 5 times the sum. So the first thing I have to do is put in the sum and then multiply by 5 and then increase that by 7 to get 52. So 5 parentheses n plus 2 I distribute right away. 5n plus 10 plus another 7 is 52. Let's do a same side, same operation here to the 10 and the 7. Group those like terms. 5n plus 17 is 52. Subtract 17 from both sides. 5n is 35. Divide by 5. N is equal to 7. So there's your correct number as far as that goes. All right, let's go on to the next slide. And we'll work through this one together as we did the last time with this. 4 consecutive even integers, this time whose sum is 52. Look, as soon as you read 4 consecutive even integers, that means there is a first, a second, a third, and a fourth integer. The first one is n, the next one's n plus 2, then n plus 4, then n plus 6. And if you add them all up, you have to get 52. So that's what I'm doing here. The first one is n, the second one is the n plus 2, third one is n plus 4, fourth one is n plus 6. You'll notice how as you look at this, what you see here is I love to write out this step, first plus second plus third plus fourth is 52, because it really guides me in setting up the equations. Once the equations are set up, it's pretty simple. So same side, same operation. I have 4 n's and I also have 12. They add up to 52. And now it's just very routine. Subtract 12 from both sides, I get 40. Divide by 4 and I get 10. And that means my answers are 10, 12, 14, 16. Consecutive even, n plus 2, n plus 4, n plus 6. Okay. Now let's go to the next one. All right. The next one is find 3 consecutive integers. You can read the problem, get going, and you can do stop and start. Go ahead. Okay, a little stop and start action here. First integer is always going to be n. This says 3 consecutive, so it says consecutive, it's n plus 1, n plus 2. Remember, to go from 3 to 4, I go up 1. So, n plus 1. The next one is n plus 2. And then what you're going to go with is 3. This is the step I love to do, and I'd love to see you write this because back in the old days, you would get partial credit for it, but the biggest thing is it really guides your thinking. 3 times the first, it's everything that you underlined. Just put here, 3 times the first, plus the second, plus twice the third is 35. So 3 times the first is 3n. The second is n plus 1. And twice the third is 2 times 2 parentheses n plus 2. Now, once we get to this step, it's just straightforward. It's everything that you're great at, that we always review on practicing multi-step equations. So 3n plus n plus 1, and then I distribute the 2 and get 2n plus 4. So altogether, I've got 6n plus 5, right? 3n and 1n, 4n, and 2 more n, 6n. 1 and 4 make 5. Subtract 5 from both sides. I get 6n is 30. Dividing by 6, and I get n is 5. So the numbers are 5 and 6 and 7. Okay, last one. Go ahead. Okay, so this time it says 2 consecutive odd. So the first one's n, the next one's n plus 2. Remember, it doesn't make a difference. If it says consecutive odd or consecutive even, you always go up by 2s. To go from 5 to 7, which is consecutive odd, you're going up by 2. 5 to 7, up by 2. If you're going from, say, 8 to 10, that's still up 2. So whether you go consecutive odd or consecutive even, it's always n, n plus 2, n plus 4, and so on. Here's that critical step that I really hope you do, where you write out 2 times the first plus 5 times the second equals 73. It just guides what you substitute in there. 2 times the first. Look, this is why we write this down. Here's our first, n. So if I do 2 times the first, it's 2n. All this is writing out an expression. And we worked so hard on those expressions earlier, and you got so good at them. And then 5 times the second is 5 times n plus 2 is equal to 73. And then same side, same operation situation. After we distribute, 7n plus 10 is 73. Subtracting the 10, 7n is 63. Dividing by 7, n is 9. Look at that. So the two numbers are 9 and 11. Okay? I think that's looking really, really good. That, folks, is the end of our last video for the day, video number 3.